completely unfamiliar with child sex dolls. So I had, of course, to Google it last night. But there are what they call MAPS, minor attracted persons.
Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Now, if you ask me, and you just did, so here's my answer. Thank you very much. What we've got in our world today is spiritual warfare, God versus Satan. And the challenge with satanic stuff is I think a lot of people propagating it don't know they're being used to propagate pure evil. It goes into their minds with weaponized morality, like, hey, here's a very evil idea. We're not going to call it evil, but we're going to tell you how this is good, moral, inclusive, equitable, maybe even diverse. So your good moral conscience is going to latch onto this idea because we don't want you to think about it too much. So you're just going to latch onto it. Then you're going to propagate it. I think that's what happens, where a lot of the people propagating evil and Satan's bidding don't know they're doing it. The opening clip was a Kentucky senator, Karen Berg, defending the P words, minor attracted persons, which I don't like that term because it's a made-up term used to dilute the evil that people are propagating against children. I just use that term right now because apparently certain platforms will censor you for using the P word because apparently they don't want the P word called out. To the point, before we look at the rest of this clip, in this time of spiritual warfare, God versus Satan, I think certainly, without a doubt, a satanic practice, it's pure evil. A major way that's being expressed is predatory things coming towards children, and especially sexual predatory things coming towards children. There is no other word for that other than evil. So here we have an elected official, Karen Berg, a Kentucky senator, and in this little senator discussion, they're talking about child dolls of a sexual nature. You know about sex dolls. Well, these are just like shaped like a children. And she's defending this as though it's a good idea to have these dolls. And after this, I do believe there's a solution to this satanic problem. It might surprise you. It won't be politically correct, but I'll show you a potential solution that's been suggested after this. First,
Unfamiliar with child sex dolls. So I had, of course, to Google it last night. Was a little scared to put it in my search engine, but I did. And apparently,
it probably auto-populated in her search engine.
there is research on the subject. Not much.
It's great. So she's gonna really rely on some research. It's not much, and she'll also say it's not very good in a moment.
But there are what they call MAPS, minor attracted persons.
No, there's not. There's what's called, you just changed the name to try to persuade people into not seeing the reality that that intentional word expresses.
And the limited amount of research that's done on these dolls, guys, suggests that they actually, for people who are attracted to minors, that these dolls actually decrease their proclivity to go out and attack children.
It's like, okay, so there's a fire. It's a real devastating fire. We have this certain kind of fuel we can throw on that fire. And we find that throwing this fuel on the fire, it decreases the fire's proclivities to spread.
That it actually gives them a release.
I don't think we're looking to facilitate this release, Senator.
That makes them less likely to go outside of their home. And what was interesting is the research did not.
You can tell the other senators are maybe not into her idea too well.
Support the same conclusions for people who were adult attracted using dolls. That did not diminish their proclivity to engage other people. But
you mean people who have a healthy sexuality aren't satisfied expressing their sexuality with a doll? Them having sex with a grown-up doll didn't decrease their desire to have sex with another human? It's weird how It's not the same thing, lady.
But for those with the, so I'm
just
just a
go.
little concerned that, and like I say, the research is not very good. It is not comprehensive.
The research is not very good. It's not comprehensive. Thus, I'm citing this research right now. Why we should maybe really support these minor sex dolls.
But the research that is out there is conclusive.
The research that's not very good and not very conclusive is conclusive. Now, this not very good research and this not very conclusive research that she thinks is very conclusive, keep in mind, she said she did it on Google, of all places. She put it into her search engine. Recently, I was doing a video on Google's Gemini AI, as that has some very, dare I say, satanic propaganda to it. Now you can see on this screen what someone typed into Google's AI, asking it, is the P word wrong? And Google doesn't say, yes, it's wrong. It says P word is a mental disorder in which an adult is or older experiences primary or exclusive sexual attraction to prepubescent person. It's not a choice. It's not something that people can control. All right, Google. It sounds like you're unwilling to say it's wrong, and you're actually protecting these people. No, it's not a choice. It's not something they can control. Well, the law says they have to control it. Do you know what free will is? And do you know what mental stability is? Mental stability is when someone can control their actions. It's one aspect of it. You have a thought, you have an emotion, but you can also discern that and let your actions be independent of a reactive thought or a reactive emotion. Leave it to this lady doing really great scientific research on Google. This is what's informing her. A piece of Google propaganda like this. This looks like it has satanic fingerprints on it. But the satanic propaganda of jeopardizing children with this kind of garbage, it doesn't stop with her. It is all over the place. Recently, you probably saw Doritos in Spain hired a trans influencer. Okay, fair enough. They want to go the Bud Light route. Good luck. Hopefully that works out well. But this trans influencer has some other credentials. Samantha Hudson is his pretend name. I believe Ivan is his actual name. So this person, hired by Doritos to be their spokesperson, has admitted to being a pedophile, identifies as a non-binary trans girl, which doesn't make sense, openly mocked child victims of gruesomeness, you can see it there, and is an advocate for annihilating and completely destroying and abolishing the traditional family. Cool, this is who a major company hired as their spokesperson to influence other people. Yes, to buy their product. Yet what are they influencing them with? I think one of the greatest jobs any adult has, especially parents, but it's all adults. We have to protect children from this Satanism. Now, in breaking news, Doritos has since fired this influencer that they also deliberately hired because apparently Doritos was catching too much flack. And you can see this headline, Doritos sacks trans influencer who said, I want to do thuggish things to a child. Yeah, you already knew that's who this person was. To me, this doesn't make Doritos look better. I think it's great they fired this person, but it's not Doritos standing on any kind of moral high ground or setting a good example or really being any less satanic. They just figured out, oh, it's bad for our business. Too many people know the truth of this person that we intentionally hired, knowing all these things about this person. In my mind, they don't improve themselves because of this. They're simply playing a money game, but I would dare say Doritos is a satanic launderer as well. There is a potential solution. If you take two problems, put them together, sometimes you find a solution that solves both problems. Now, this won't be a politically correct solution. I don't expect it to be implemented, but if you think about it, it actually might work. What are these two problems? One, the satanic predatory nature towards children that's being propagated that we've been talking about. And two, we have a border invasion being facilitated by our leftists in government. It's great. Two massive problems for sure. How do you solve these two massive problems? You turn to Instagram and find a meme like this that actually has a lot of wisdom. Check it out. Let's have illegal immigrants hunt down sex offenders for a chance at citizenship. We'll call it aliens versus predators. If they're successful at it, cool. They've earned a right to citizenship. If they're not, yeah, out of your country. You're not helping with this problem. And then, of course, that takes care of the predators. We're taking the predators off the street with these illegals. With that said, my freedom-loving friend, I think awareness of satanic stuff is important because evil can only exist and proliferate in darkness. But the moment we shine our light of awareness on it, it's not in darkness anymore. When this stuff happens outside of our awareness or subconsciously, it can grow. It's like a nasty, deadly fungus. But you shine the light of awareness on it, you talk about it, you acknowledge what's going on, let alone maybe even do something about it. But even just that light of awareness does help dispel this satanic stuff that's threatening children. We are in a time of spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen. I would certainly invite you to make sure your words, actions, and thoughts are aligned with the light of your soul, which I think comes from the ultimate light called God. With that said, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for entertaining my delusional thoughts and opinions on the matter. I'll look forward to seeing you on our next one. But first, here's a special message definitely not brought to you by Doritos.
Let me tell you something, my friend. When it comes to health, I think there are two types of people. Number one, those who sit around hoping for the best. And number two, those who take control of their health to give themselves the best possible health outcomes and wellness. Now, I might be an idiot in many regards, but when it comes to my health, I am not. So I am in group number two. I like to take control of my health. And red light therapy has earned its way into part of my daily health optimization practices. This is the Supermax panel made by Bon Charge, makers of a wide range of holistic, evidence-based wellness products that help you optimize your life in every way, including red light therapy. The evidence-based science of red light therapy is impressive, and my personal results are just as impressive. Red light therapy has been shown to have anti-aging effects on the skin. It boosts energy production, accelerates recovery from exercise and injury, reduces your stress and promotes relaxation, and amongst other things, gives you better sleep. That's why first thing in the morning, I'm in front of my Supermax red light panel where I'm doing a meditation to kill two birds with one stone. And I've also become a big fan of Bon Charge's red light face mask due to its anti-aging effects. And it's really good at scaring off home invaders. If you're someone who doesn't leave your health to chance and you want to take control of your health with all the amazing benefits of red light therapy, nobody does it better than Bon Charge.
So just go to boncharge.com/JPReacts. And while you're there, be sure to use the discount code JPReacts for 15% off. Happy health to you, my friend.